we got Ryan Preece. He's going to be coming up next, and we're thankful for this opportunity to be able to talk to him. Ryan is from Berlin, Connecticut, and he now resides in Kannapolis, North Carolina, married to his wife, Heather. They have one daughter, and we're excited about Ryan Preece being on. Coming up, here he is, Ryan Preece. Well, man, I want to thank you for taking time to be in on Talking Circles with Chris Carter today. It means a lot to us here, and congratulations, Ryan, on your new ride with RFK. It's got to be exciting for you, changing teams. And I guess I'd like to know, Ryan, is the first race for you with RFK is going to be at a track that you've won at in a modified back in 2013. You led every lap in that race. And does this add a little more excitement to you going to Bowman Gray Stadium to race the Cookout Clash?
It's, when we talk about quarter mile racing, it's what I grew up in. Being up north, that's really what, when I was at the age of 15, I was racing in Pennsylvania at small racetracks, quarter mile, 3/8 mile racetracks. And then, between all the experience there, racing at Riverhead and Long Island, which is our little Bowman Gray of the North, nothing really is like Bowman Gray, but certainly it helps with the experience. And then coming down and racing against guys like Bert and Tim and all the Southerners, it's different. You're being that Northerner coming in, like you were just talking about in 2013. So, moving over to the Cup side, it's something that I look forward to doing because we don't do it but once a year. And I'd like to be that guy that actually wins there, but I know it's going to be a fight. We're a bunch of gladiators going into the dome, and it's going to get physical. So I'm looking forward to it, and really excited to see all the Bowman Gray fans. They have a lot of passion for racing, so it's going to be a great time.
Well, you kind of led me into the next question that I wanted to talk to you about real quick, Ryan, is, the last 2 years, the Clash was at the LA Coliseum, which I've always thought that it was a very mimicking copycat, if I may, type deal from Bowman Gray Stadium. But Ryan, my question to you is, those fans out in LA, did that have that same type of atmosphere that how the Bowman Gray people are? We are passionate. We love our racing there. And as an announcer at the stadium, I get to hear it and see it every race. But is there a difference between you think what you're going to see in 21 days at the Cookout Clash than what you've seen the last 2 years at the LA Coliseum?
Yeah, I do. I do because I remember, and this stands with me. It sticks with me. The first time I came to Bowman Gray, and they were doing driver introductions, and I saw a little kid, and he waved at me, so I waved back at him, and then he immediately gave me the finger. So there was a lot of passion there, and it was I don't, it's just they love racing, and really the whole what I like about it is Winston Salem, gets behind it. It's kind of like what when I was up home in Connecticut racing, when you would go to Stafford, the whole town is behind it. So, yeah, I for sure, I think there's going to be a lot of passion there, and they're going to get into it, whether it's the modified race on Saturday or the Clash on Sunday. It's a great opportunity for some of those folks that really don't go far from Winston-Salem, for them to go to a Cup race. And, yeah, Bowman Gray, man, it's going to be a battle.
I'm gonna switch gears a little bit on you, and my relationship with Kel Gill and all. And Ryan, did I read something about you maybe gonna be racing the Snowball Derby in 2025 in December?
Yeah, yeah, I bought the car. This is why I'm in my truck right now. I just picked up some parts. But yeah, I'm just, a couple years ago, I built a car with Port City, and I had a great opportunity to go down with Chris Gabehart and have my own little team, and we finished fourth, which was phenomenal.
Yep.
For building a race car in 30 days. Well, I had no intentions of building a race car in 30 days again, because it was a lot of stress. It was just a lot of things. So I have the entire year to put that race car together, as well as go test a little bit and learn about these supers. because they are quite a bit different. But I feel the experience that I have with the Fury Modified that I've been running for quite a few years, and maybe some things and thoughts that I've been working on with that, and see if they could help translate over to the Super. It's a skinnier tire, but I feel like a race car is a race car, so I'm looking forward to the challenge. But certainly, yeah, I'll be at the Derby in 25.
That's exciting. I had to ask you about that. We're gonna switch back to the Cup side. Last year you was with Stuart Haas and the team shut down. This year you're going to be with Brad Keselowski to RFK. Ryan, your mindset going into a new year with a new team, does everything pretty much stay the same? And you just kind of said it by talking about the Derby. A race car driver is a race car driver. If you're in a race car, you're in a race car. But mentally and in your mindset, does anything really change?
It's a new team. It's as a race car driver, my expectations and goals haven't changed. The ones that know me know that I have a lot of passion and desire to win. So um, that's what fuels the fire for me, and that hasn't changed. So certainly, I feel like um, there's going to be bumps in the road, but I've learned and I feel like I've matured, and things that I can do to help handle them better, and hopefully have success. Because as a race car driver, I tell those that are close with me, I've been chasing this whole dream and doing this whole thing for a while now, and um, I it's not something that I'm planning on moving back home and saying I didn't accomplish this goal. I feel like I've accomplished a lot of things that I've set out to do throughout my racing career, and I'm proud of them. But this is one that still has that check mark. And then even when we do get that check mark, there's just a lot of things that I want to accomplish. As a person, as a teammate, and as a racer.
Two more questions I got before we let you go, man. I know you got a lot going on. And Ryan, as you know, that so many kids today, I was talking to one, Darren Krantz Jr., that just looks up to you and admires you and everything you do. And with so many kids, 11 and 12 years old, getting into these pro late models, these late model stocks, the supers even, what advice would Ryan Preece give to a young driver that's trying to work their way up through the ranks to be a cup driver?
It's funny. I had this conversation with somebody that's not 13 years old the other day. Um, we all wanna make it to this level, but when I was racing modifieds, for different people and racing against Burt and racing the Wheel Modified Tour, racing weekly at Stafford Thompson, I didn't race because I wanted to be a cup driver. I raced because I wanted to win. I
Right.
raced because that's what it is to be a racer. No different than Tim Brown or Burt Myers at Bowman Gray or Jonathan Brown or any of these guys. I'm no different than them. I've just been very fortunate to have the right opportunities, as well as the people that want to support me. Just like each and every one of these guys have support from their sponsors. Every Saturday night or Friday night. So my advice to them is race to win, race for the love of racing. And if you have success and you represent yourself well and don't get yourself in trouble and work hard, things will happen. But that's what it is. It's for the love of the sport. That can be forgotten really quickly, and that's something that I try to really drive into the head of any young kid. I'm 34 years old, so I'm still young, but any young kid that's getting into this sport and they aspire to be in cup, it's like you gotta walk before you can run.
Right. And last thing, what would this is so generic, man, but what would it mean to Ryan Priest to win the Cookout Clash at Bowman Gray Stadium for RFK and yourself?
Yeah, I think for RFK, they joked last year was the first year that they had a car in it. And I've made it every single year, whether I was with Rick Ware or SHR, and really felt like we had the opportunity to win it 2 years ago. So for me, it would be a small, it'd be a check mark. winning at Bowman Gray in a cup car, but as well as starting that momentum, man. It's so
Right.
important to me and our entire 60 group to get off running and have success. So this is right in my wheelhouse to set myself up for some momentum. And even though it's an exhibition race, I still look at it as a race that's no different than any other race. I want to win. So that's the plan.
Well, Ryan, man, it means a lot to us here at Talking Circles with Chris Carter, man. Thank you so much for your time. I'm looking forward to seeing you, man, and we're all a big fan. Wish you nothing but the best, my friend.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
All right, see you, buddy. All right, and that's going to wind it up for our interview with Ryan Preece. I'm really so thankful here at Talking Circles with Chris Carter. I want to thank my producer, Eric Messer, for being here and taking time out of his busy schedule for this to happen. Also, a big shout out to Austin Shuford, our general manager promoter at Bowman Gray Stadium, for allowing this to happen. And don't forget, tomorrow night, Tuesday night at 7 o'clock, right here on Talking Circles with Chris Carter. We'll be live at 7 o'clock. You can also catch us on YouTube, Talking Circles with Chris Carter as well. Just type it in, you'll pull us up. We'll be lined up with a good guest list, and we will continue our countdown to the Clash at Bowman Gray Stadium, sponsored by Cookout.